I kept on running across this little piece of clip art, you know, of the guy like the chevron guy. There's, you know, it's that classic just sort of guy with the chiseled features, the trust the man with a smile, the mailman, postman. And I kept on saying, there's that average Joe guy. And I came across it again and I flipped the words by mistake and I said Joe Average. And I laughed so hard and then I went, that's it. That's my name, Joe Average. It's fucking amazing. I've just always been an artist, but never really thought that I could make it as an artist because I couldn't paint like Lansdowne or Bateman or any of the masters, so I just didn't think I could. And then I discovered pop art. And I went, and you can call that art? Perfect. That's for me, you know? So between influences from pop artists and Saturday morning cartoons, I went for it. Give me a kiss. I got diagnosed HIV positive. I was 27 years old at the time. I didn't know what to do. I mean, the doctors were telling me they didn't know how much longer I had to live, maybe 6 months, a year. We don't really know. It's too early, blah, blah, blah. And so I was 30 and out of a job, and I didn't want to do unemployment, didn't want to do welfare, wanted to do art, and thought, well, this is my perfect opportunity. I don't want to wake up when I'm 40 and wonder if I could have done it or made it as an artist. And I didn't want to be on my deathbed wondering if I could have done it. And I figured it would just be kind of like urban camping, you know? I mean, if you're out in the wilderness, you figure out how to survive. So I figured, well, let's look at the city as the wilderness and just survive with your art, you know, what you know how to do. I started getting billed as the HIV positive artist, which is kind of weird. But I decided that I'd let it go because I recognized that people respected me. And so I wanted to be just honest about it so that it would take away fear in anybody that I was with about HIV. People always say, well, what kind of art do you do? And I go, big, goofy, cartoon-like, pop arty type stuff. Color to me is a language all in its own, and when you get combinations of colors, you create feelings or emotions, or I refer to it as kind of poetry sometimes. As an artist, I think that my job is to inspire imagination. I'm blessed that I've been given the notoriety and that my name is alive and people recognize it, and it does feel good. I got to tell you, I mean, I don't have any kids. I mean, I've always wanted to have children, and I mean, once you get HIV, the possibilities for that are kind of zero. You know, with the exception of adoption. But I now know that I have a name that'll carry on, and art that'll do that with me too. My paintings and that lust for life that you see it's how I want the world to be. You know, there's a lot of, there's not too much stuff in the world that is designed to make you smile. So it's kind of like little SOS canvases, like, help. This is how I want it to be. And the power of imagery can really affect how people are, but more so affect me. And I think a lot of it is it trying to heal me. I know that the power of my brain, or the power of anyone's brain, is huge. And then you can suggest something to yourself and it will happen. I've touched on the AIDS subject a little bit in my art with my immune system growing stronger and Ray of Hope. Ray of Hope was when the first cocktail first came out. That's what the pills in the hand, it's like we finally have a little bit of hope here. And the immune system growing stronger was, if I draw this, it will happen. If I've put myself in a situation where I was doing something that I wanted to do, uh, that I would want to live. And so for me, art heals. Art is it's a, it's a really universal, great way to communicate. People relate to art. People see different things in art. People are attracted to art. It makes people stop. Remember Sambo's pancake movement? It's huge. It's something that is part of every human being. As far back as you can look in recorded history, people have expressed themselves through art as language, or like ways to communicate, ways to express themselves. It's the hugest thing that we've got, I think. You know, I just think that everybody is an artist. It's just that some artists get some fields of art, and artists in that field get singled out, and people think that art should only be this way or that way or this way or that way. And I think that anything that comes from anyone's brain, that any thought that gets put into something tangible or something listenable or written on paper, that's all art to me. I just think living is an art. Yeah, I think we're all artists. Michael was one of my oldest friends. He passed away about 5 years ago. I had the honor of helping him pass away. He didn't want to die in the hospital. He wanted to die at home. He had AIDS. So I flew out to be with him to help him die. And I was there when he died. At this point in his life, he was, like in his last week, he was in an extreme amount of pain. And we were all there in his tiny apartment doing shift work, right? Because every 3 hours we had to administer morphine to him. And it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and it was my shift, and I got up. He did this little cough, and a little bit of stuff came out of his mouth, and all of a sudden he was dead. You know that it's happened, but you can't quite grasp it because you've never seen someone die before, or you've never done it, and so you're like listening to his heart and everything like that. As you can well imagine, there was a lot of emotion going on in there and whatnot, and I snuck back into the bedroom where he was, and he was just on the bed, dead. And it was just an instinct. I went in with my sketchbook. I wanted to paint something to remember him by, and Michael's Last Minute is a 4-canvas piece, and it's just one of my eyes. The first piece, the eye is open. Second piece, it's closing. Third piece, it's almost completely closed. And the last piece it's just closed. But the way I draw, the close is just a line like that, which is a smile. So he was out of pain. And that's what Michael's Last Minute is he was finally out of pain, and it was just, yeah, my oldest friend. I don't think you could find much negative about art. I think it's just a healing thing because it's a creative process, and when you create, it reinforces your life, that you're a living thing that can make things with your mind, and you feel alive when you're creating and being creative and artistic, and all it can do is make you feel better about yourself, and that in itself it heals you of any bad stuff. I mean, that's what I think. And for me personally, I think the fact that I chose to take this path, I think that it's in part responsible for my longevity. If you are passionate about it, and if there is nothing else that you want to do more than whatever art it is that you have in you, if that passion is in you, to run with it and to go with it, and see where it takes you in your own little gift of life, you know, because you won't know, but you will make the world a better place, and you will make you a better person. When I made that decision to, you know, I said urban camping and going for it, I thought, well, what is the worst that could happen to me? I'm not going to die, you know. I have friends around. I mean, someone will feed me, you know. I was passionate about it and stubborn. If you've got the passion, do it.